much better than that as an Arsenal manager?
No, this win is for them. They've been incredible in tough moments when we needed their support, and it doesn't get much better than the atmosphere that we saw today here, so it's just for them.
Particularly in the first half, how good were your team today?
Yeah, we started really strong, really convinced, really determined. It's probably one of the best games that I've seen us play for that period in the first half. And in the second half, we had to do what we had to do. So pleased to win the game and give it to them.
I'm sure there's lots for you to be happy about, but what in particular did you like today?
The determination, the conviction, and the connection with our people. In such a special day, they came here to do what we spoke before the game. They put it in an incredible way, and I don't know, this is all about football. It's the energy that you feel when you are here and the crowd is with you.
Also as well, it's the first time you've had all of your players available. Did you have a real balance about your team today?
Well, it was tough to leave some players out because they all deserve to be with us. But I think the ones that they come and when they come in, I think they were fantastic. And we just need to keep everybody alive if they are fit, because we're going to need everybody.
You are obviously a young team, but what would you say we saw today of the interaction and the balance between your senior players and these young guns?
That it was probably the exact mix that we need. The senior players stepped in. They dominated the game, the way Oba worked today, the leadership of Granit, of Thomas, the senior players, and then the youth that is full of enthusiasm, vibe, and good energy.
In a strange way, you didn't have it all your own way. Tottenham asked a few questions, particularly in the second half. Does that make it even better when you showed some resilience?
For me, no. I won it 3-0, but he made the game in the last minutes very interesting.
How significant does this win feel? Not just because it's a win, but also the manner of the win.
That's probably it. It's not about winning as well as the way we've done it against a top team with top players. And in the most special day probably in the season when we played our rivals.
Let's watch the season. Is that a particularly sweet feeling?
I can't hear you, sorry.
Well, you can hear what it means to the fans. What does it mean to the players?
It means everything. It means the world. I mean, we gave everything for them today. They pushed us I can't describe, you know, it's an amazing feeling when you are a player, you have the fans like this, it's really unbelievable.
Emil, I can see that big grin on your face. What's it like for you then, an assist and a goal in the North London derby?
It's probably the best day of my life, you know. I've always dreamt of this day to score for Arsenal against Tottenham, and yeah, with my family here as well, it's just the best feeling ever.
For your goal, was it all about the timing, the run?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I've been working a lot in training and stuff, in my finishing, and yeah, I feel like it went well today, and I'm really happy with the goal.
Oh, but tell us about your combination for your goal.
Well, I think it was a great goal, great action. Kieran gave me the ball. I know Emil is going to run, so then I have to just follow. Then he did the cutback, so well played from them, you know. Arsenal can be proud of these boys because they are great guys, they are doing well, so, and I'm happy that my kids will go to Ali and they will be maybe one day like him.
I think you've got a way to go yet, but in all seriousness, Oba, tell me about your role and the other senior players here helping this clutch of young gunners that you've got.
Well, you know, it's quite easy when you have boys like this that they always listen and always ready to learn. So it's really easy. I try to give them some advices sometimes. But the most important, I think the most important is that they feel free when they play. And this is what they did today. So that's why they are doing amazing.
Emil, how do you find that balance, and where do you get that feeling of feeling free to play in what is a pressurised environment? What does the manager say to you?
I feel like he just tells us to keep calm. You know, we're young players in a massive game, and he just encourages us so much and gives us so much confidence. And not just the manager, but the players in the team as well. They give us young players so much confidence, and it's a bit more easier when we get on the pitch, you know.
Does it get better than this? Compare and contrast this feeling now and the fans with those really tricky first few games of the season where it wasn't going right, where you were all under massive pressure. Compare that to today.
Sorry again. Sorry. I'm really sorry.
I might as well stand next to you. Compare the feeling today to the start of the season when the whole club, the whole team were under pressure.
Yeah, I think we are doing a good run of a couple of games now. I think after the game against City, it was time to have a chat between us players, and this is what we did. And we want to go forward. You know, we want to win games. I think this was important for us to make everything clear. And yeah, I think we are doing well right now, and the feeling is very good.
Well played today, both of you. Emil, I can see you chuckling away. I can also tell you Gary Neville named you the man of the match today, so well done.
Thank you so much, man.
Maybe that's because he's got the players in, he's got the team shape, he knows there's no European football, and he's starting to see what he wanted to see. And like, it's very difficult to say, OK, brilliant, against Norwich and Burnley, but against the Tottenham side, who still themselves are finding their feet with a new manager and what they're going to do with their midfield, a striker that doesn't seem happy. But saying that from Arsenal's point of view, he started to see the fact that they're going to play the kind of football he wants, and they want to move from there onwards.
OK, lots and lots more to come on the North London derby and all the reaction from the Emirates Stadium as well. But we are 9 down in terms of this Premier League weekend, and 1 still to go. Of course, the rivalry between Palace and Brighton. It all began with that impressive win for City at Stamford Bridge, the dramatic one for Villa at Old Trafford, more wins for Everton and West Ham, and then those 3 draws, including the dramatic 3-3 between Liverpool and Brentford. Earlier on, not only did Wolves get their second win in the Bruno Lage, Raúl Jiménez got his first goal in 335 days. He was the match winner at St Mary's. And 3 goals and 3 points and all the bragging rights in North London for Arsenal over Spurs. And as I say, still to come to round it all off, the Monday night football, which is Crystal Palace against Brighton. And a reminder, talking of Brighton, if they were to beat Crystal Palace, then they would finish the weekend top of the Premier League. Currently occupied by Liverpool, a point ahead of City, Chelsea, United and Everton on 13 points. Arsenal up into the top 10 above Spurs, courtesy of that 3-1 victory. After the defeat at Goodison Park, Norwich remain the only team yet to get a point on the table. 6 played, 6 defeats. Burnley and Leeds dropped into the bottom 3 yesterday. Then come Newcastle just on goal difference, and Southampton, after that defeat earlier today, stayed 5th from bottom on 4 points.
Win over your rivals is always a good feeling, but after a sticky start to the season, is that a particularly sweet feeling?
I can't hear you, sorry.
Well, you can hear what it means to the fans. What does it mean to the players?
It means everything. It means the world. I mean, we gave everything for them today. They pushed us I can't describe, you know, it's an amazing feeling when you are a player, you have the fans like this, it's really unbelievable.
Emil, I can see that big grin on your face. What's it like for you then, an assist and a goal in the North London derby?
It's probably the best day of my life, you know. I've always dreamt of this day to score for Arsenal against Tottenham, and yeah, with my family here as well, it's just the best feeling ever.
For your goal, was it all about the timing, the run?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I've been working a lot in training and stuff, on my finishing, and yeah, I feel like it went well today, and I'm really happy with the goal.
Oh, but tell us about your combination for your goal.
Well, I think it was a great goal, a great action. Kieran gave me the ball. I know Emil is going to run, so then I have to just follow. Then he did the cutback, so well played from them, you know. Arsenal can be proud of these boys because they are great guys, they are doing well, so, and I'm happy that my kids will go to Ali and they will be maybe one day like him.
I think you've got a way to go yet, but in all seriousness, Oba, tell me about your role and the other senior players here helping this clutch of young gunners that you've got.
Well, you know, it's quite easy when you have boys like this that they always listen and always ready to learn. So it's really easy. I try to give them some advices sometimes. But the most important, I think the most important is that they feel free when they play. And this is what they did today. So that's why they are doing amazing.
Emil, how do you find that balance, and where do you get that feeling of feeling free to play in what is a pressurised environment? What does the manager say to you?
I feel like he just tells us to keep calm. You know, we're young players in a massive game, and he just encourages us so much and gives us so much confidence. And not just the manager, but the players in the team as well. They give us young players so much confidence, and it's a bit more easier when we get on the pitch, you know.
Does it get better than this? Guys, compare and contrast this feeling now and the fans with those really tricky first few games of the season where it wasn't going right.
The progressive passing, Martin Odegaard in particular. I think that he's somebody that when he came on loan, I thought that we wouldn't have been able to afford him, or someone else maybe of a higher pedigree from where Arsenal are at the moment would try and get him. But for us to get him, and the way he played today and the way he will play for us, like the way he played against Burnley, Norwich, he's exactly what we need. And Thomas Partey alongside him with the pace of Emile Smith-Rowe, Saka, Aubameyang. You know, he is somebody that gets in there and he controls the game, the tempo of the game, gets himself into those clever little pockets of space where he gets, and he's so good with it. He's so technically good. He's not rushed, and he always makes the right pass for us. That's what we need.
The other side of the story is, what disappointed you the most about Tottenham today?
Well, I think on the ball there was, again, a void of ideas. There was a void of getting through the pitch. We said before the game, when you were talking about Arsenal, you know, a few months back, I was thinking, that's Tottenham at the moment. They're struggling to get out from the back, through the midfield, and then to get their best players on the ball. Harry Kane's just not at it. You know, there's no hiding behind it. Harry's a fantastic player, and he's got to get himself back. If Spurs are going to get into some good form, he's got to get his energy back. He's got to get his enthusiasm back. He's staying. He's got to, the move didn't happen, so you've got to get on with it. He still looks to me as if he's smouldering a little bit. He's not goes no zip to his game.
How do you manage that?
Well, you don't manage it. It has to come from within him. There's no one there, no one in the staff's going to actually bring that out of him. He might sit him down and have a one-on-one chat with him, but the lad's got to look at himself in the mirror. I'm sure he doesn't want to play this way and go into England games, for instance, but he should be doing that for his pride. And at the end of the day, he's a wonderful player, and he's going to come back good again. And if he gets a goal, I'm sure he'll be off and running again. But he's got to make better movement. He's got to hurt himself physically more now in pushing himself. And the thing is with Harry is he's done so many good seasons back to back. Not carried the team, but he's such a good influential player. For me, it's the other players that have got to step up now. They've got to give him better opportunities. They've got to create more. They've got to play better. So your likes of your Moras and your Ndombeles, and then
Bergwijns,
Son,
all of them.
Bergwijns, all of them players have got to really come to the table and improve their game. It's not so much about Harry Kane. Harry gets a goal or two, he'll be off and running again. He's got to get his mind right, though. He's got to get his enthusiasm and his love for Tottenham, and all them things have got to come out in his game. But these other players have got to create for him. They've got to do some hard yards for him, because in the last few seasons, it's been on his shoulders.
Get it back to the start Arsenal made. I mean, the first goal came so early, and a big moment for Emile Smith-Rowe.
Yes.
Arsenal fan, first time he scored in the derby.
Delighted for him, simply because, again, Arsenal's won the ball, and we spoke about how Højbjerg, as the holding midfielder, he's completely committed himself. But once we get into this situation, I think Reguilón's got to get tighter. Once it goes here, you see him go to him, no one's picked him up. I'm delighted for him, because I know how hard it's been for him and his family getting him to Arsenal. He's now there, he's a first-team player, and he's always talks about wanting to score more goals. Gaffer?
From a Tottenham's point of view, that can't happen in the first 10 minutes of a game, where your whole of your midfield is just taken out and they're running at your centre halves. The rest, you're on the back foot here, and it's a good pick out from Saka, and Smith-Rowe is on the run, on the move in the box, and Sanchez can do a better job if he just opens his shoulders up a bit earlier. But that's how they started. Arsenal started on the front foot, and then they continued that, and I was impressed with Arsenal.
Very surprised that how lacklustre Spurs' midfield were. How someone like Højbjerg would commit himself when he is the last line of defence before you get to the actual last line of defence. It's like we're running straight at them. So then people like Reguilón has got a decision to make, because he hasn't got anybody covering that. I still feel he should be tighter, but then Arsenal are in the ascendancy, and then that's where it went from there.
I think also a problem we say Odegaard played really well and picked up some lovely positions, but he was a thorn in Tottenham's side today because Højbjerg couldn't deal with that. He was having to look at that, but you know, I think it needed to reshuffle. I think Dembele should have maybe gone back square with him, and they could have nullified those positions, and then put at Dele Alli a little bit more advanced, where he's going to go and hurt teams. But they played with like a 3 across. And there was holes in behind Højbjerg, right and left of his shoulder. And to be fair, Odegaard just kept picking up lovely positions. And what Ian was saying is right. Now, Arsenal have got players now that were picking players off, taking them out of the game by putting balls in between Tottenham players and into the lads. So from the first minute, you could see that happening, and it caused Tottenham a problem all through the game.
The second goal was a sensational team goal, but initially, did you think Spurs might have had a free kick?
I think it's a 50-50 call. I think a lot of referees might have given it, but it's so close there to Tottenham, actually, you're probably going to score a goal. If they nick the ball there, if they get turned, this is lovely football, though. Once Spurs are open, they get through the press, if you like, and then that little ball round the corner from Aubameyang. This is top quality from the boy. He's running at full speed, Smith Rowe, and he looks up and plays. There's the possible flag. I think some refs would have given that.
The thing with that kind of foul is, as a midfielder, you've got to be ready for that. Xhaka's not ready for it, so he's surprised. Højbjerg's gone in. If they give that as a foul, you probably think, oh, it's a soft one, but it could be given. But from there, I thought that we were just sharper. I thought his touches on the ball for the distance he went were very good. And, like, again, you look at Aubameyang and he's just shown you don't have to completely lace it. You just need to get it on target.
Such quality from the young kid to run at top speed, look up and not go across the 6-yard box. Just pull it back to your mate. And that was really top quality play.
OK, so they were the first 2 goal scorers. We can hear from them both, beginning with the Arsenal skipper.
Manchester United midfielder Bruno Fernandes was left frustrated after missing his stoppage-time penalty in Saturday's 1-0 Premier League defeat by Aston Villa, but the Portugal international vowed to come back stronger. Courtney House's 88th-minute header put Villa in the lead, but the defender's handball gifted United a chance to steal a point, only for Fernandes to blaze the ball high over the bar. Fernandes, who was United's top scorer last season, missed only his second spot kick for the club as the team's unbeaten start to the league came to an end. "Nobody is more frustrated and disappointed than me for missing the penalty and the consequent defeat," Fernandes said on Instagram. "Criticism and contrasting opinions are a big part of football. I've learned to live with it, even using them to drive me on, and I consider it all a very important part of my commitment to never stop trying to improve. I will come back stronger for me, because these are the standards I hold myself to, but most of all for my teammates and our fans who have always supported us." After Saturday's shock defeat, United dropped to 4th in the standings on goal difference, with the top 4 sides all on 13 points. United next face Villarreal in Wednesday's Champions League group stage match at Old Trafford.